We're in Iowa, anything can happen.
Today's risk for severe weather comes with a very unusual threat attached to it. Not just tornadoes, but the threat of seeing winds perhaps topping 75 to 80 miles per hour. So what kind of damage can that do? Well, a lot. Let's actually take a look at the tornado intensity scale to help us kind of realize what that means. When you get winds up to 85 plus miles an hour, that would be very similar to an EF1 tornado, except here we're talking about straight line winds. But you can see even winds that strong can break some windows. They can tip over mobile homes and trailers and also cause quite a bit of roof damage. You can get winds, though, up to 100 miles an hour plus, and that means even more intense damage. By the way, today a small portion of the area south of the Quad Cities could see potentially an EF2 or stronger tornado. And you can see at a minimum an EF2 comes with winds more than 110 miles an hour. That could tear off your home's roof, actually shift it off its foundation, and also cause significant tree damage. More the reason why you should take warnings today very seriously.
Rock Island-based Squirrels Tree Care is expecting a busy Friday night.
A night shift, you're looking at anywhere 10 to 12 hours. If we get hit good.
His company clears tree branches for municipalities, Mid-American, and homeowners. He says they'll start Friday with their regular work, then stop early to get the equipment ready. Here at the Quad Cities office of the National Weather Service, staff are also preparing for the storm.
It's controlled chaos here at the National Weather Service. Phones are ringing, reports are coming in, we're analyzing the weather, and we're pushing out information.
If there's a tornado that's close to a town, we can actually focus on that town and send them the alerts. So it's a great tool.
This is a scattered threat, and it is especially true for those of you that live south and east of the Quad City metro area. Now, yeah, the metro's in a 1 out of 5, but you can see we step up to this 2 out of 5 as we go into Galesburg, Macomb. I would include Kewanee in that, and also Princeton too.
Severe thunderstorms roll through the Quad City area, and with it comes damage to certain households and trees. But as you can see behind me, locals are helping out and cleaning that damage. Whether it's picking up branches or grabbing the chainsaw, locals in New Boston are helping each other out after Tuesday's severe weather. Buildings like this apartment saw the worst of the damage, as the roof was partially peeled off. This came after the small town experienced an EF1 tornado with winds of 90 to 100 miles per hour.
You think of storm cleanup of all the trees and the limbs that are down, but when it comes to grain bin damage, it also means having to get all that corn transported to somewhere else.
Devastating. We're going to be busy for a while.
Just incredible video from here in Taylor Ridge. An estimated 100,000 bushels of corn is in all these bins, and you can see just how much is now spilling onto the ground.
And last night it took everything out. The dryer, the bins. We're trying to get the grain hauled out of here before it rains again and damages it anymore.
Right around 8 o'clock, a little after that, it just hit. It hit, a lot of winds. We have a lot of trees here, so all the leaves were just everywhere.
Bob Segura moved into the neighborhood almost a decade ago.
I've never seen anything like this.
He was watching the Cubs game Tuesday night when his window broke. That's when Segura knew they were in big trouble.
We've had derechos, but it wasn't this many trees coming down.
The loss still fresh for this family. They preferred not to speak on camera, but say the tornado crossed through their backyard and caused this tree to split their camper. Thankfully, no one was inside or hurt.
Now that we've moved on from the heavy rain threat this morning, we're focusing on the next round, which is scheduled to arrive later this afternoon and especially into this evening. So you can see kind of how all of this has been evolving throughout the morning and overnight. So there was the line of severe storms there that tried to make it here, just didn't happen. It fizzled out. The rest of the rain, at least what's left of it anyway, is right now up along the Highway 20 corridor. So that's all that we have for rain right now. The rest of us are quickly drying out.
High winds slammed into the Camping World RV lot in Davenport just after 5 Thursday evening. Sales manager Sean Bork says they were tracking the storm on TV, and customers and employees took shelter in the bathrooms as it hit. Part of the sales building roof was ripped off, as you can see, but a crane lifted it back into place this morning. Around 20 units were totaled, with others being auctioned off or repaired on site. Despite the damage, Camping World is open for business today as crews continue that cleanup. In a neighborhood just east of Camping World in West Davenport, where a confirmed EF2 tornado was spotted, high winds snapped tree limbs and scattered debris, dropping a massive tree onto a garage roof. Neighbors spent the day cutting branches and dragging the mess to the curb as cleanup also continues there tonight. And here's a look at Davenport's LeClaire Park water levels. As you can see, on Wednesday, water levels weren't so high, but after the storms rolled in this weekend, just take a look at what happens. Davenport officials say fire crews handled 144 calls between 5 p.m. and midnight. They say some callers were in flooded cars and basements, others reporting downed power lines and blocked roads. Officials say no serious injuries have been reported.
Severe storms swept in Friday, flooding cars, homes, and basements, dozens of families evacuating their homes.
American Red Cross and the Salvation Army helped people immediately in terms of making sure they had a place to go.
The Recovery Fund deals in the aftermath of disaster, making sure area nonprofits have enough money to support long-term recovery efforts. It's entirely made of community donations and is sent directly to nonprofits, not to individuals.
What we saw in floods before is that people need help cleaning up. They may need, nonprofit assistance or volunteer assistance with that.
You guys, look at this. There's a waterfall coming down into our backyard. It's insane.
Tiffany Hunt owns Tiffany's Treasures, a vintage and antique shop.
I only have one of something, so when it's gone, it's gone.
Friday night's storms flooded her store's basement level.
Anything all down here we had to toss.
Destroying and damaging vintage furniture, books, VHS tapes, and more.
I didn't know what to do. Having this happen to you personally is way different than it happening to helping somebody who it happened to.
She put the call out online, asking for sump pumps or any way to slow the flood.
You can see water damage there. That one's probably a loss.
Hunt says about 24 people showed up throughout the night, armed with water pumps, fans, and shop vacs, even helping to scoop water out of the basement with buckets.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the assistance that we got last night getting that water out, I don't know what we'd be looking at today.
The Red Cross has opened a shelter for people displaced by flooding. The shelter is inside the J.B. Young Opportunity Center on North Main Street. Volunteers are providing safe beds, hot meals, phone charging stations, and help with recovery resources. If you need assistance, go to the center or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. And U-Haul is also stepping in to help neighbors affected by storms and flash flooding. The company's offering 30 days of free self-storage and U-Box moving containers at 3 eastern Iowa locations for anyone in the QC area dealing with some of that storm damage. U-Haul says the free storage aims to give families time and space to recover. Residents can contact any participating U-Haul facility or call the company's regional office to sign up.
The QC received over 2 inches of rain on back-to-back days for the first time since 2008.
We can never say explicitly exactly 100% it's going to be this, but in this case, the upper bound was quite high. On Thursday evening in the Quad Cities, we had a lot of heavy rain that set the stage with wet antecedent conditions for that Friday event.
The standard flash flood warnings were issued Thursday and Friday, but instability, moisture, and speed found within Friday's storms forced the service to upgrade its alerts.
Cleanup continues near Parkway Drive in Bettendorf. Last Friday's flooding, a flashback for Bettendorf City Administrator Decker Plain.
My instincts were just the same, and maybe better because of what we experienced in '90.
In 1990, Plain had been in his role for just 3 months. Water flooding homes, reaching the top of cars.
You are asked to please leave your homes immediately.
And devastating the area. That's as the creek rose with 8 inches of rain in just 10 hours. With the past in mind, the city's police and fire department were prepared with boats and swift water gear.
So we had our city administrator there who lived it.
Bettendorf Fire Chief Troy Sade and his team knocking on doors and evacuating people.
He also knew the aftermath from not informing people probably soon enough.
An aftermath that could have been worse for the area, but still has its challenges.
All the things that we've done over the last 35 years, that experience helped us manage this event much easier and with much more precision. And I think that's what we've learned.